Hey guys, it's me Suja over here. Welcome back to another video. So on this video, I'm going to be talking about do I feel lonely in India as an Indian? I'm making this video because one of my subscribers here in India has asked me to make this video. He actually sent me an email and he actually asked me that since I'm visiting out here in India, do I feel lonely over here in India? So I thought of making this video and just explaining it to myself, to my audience. So before I do that, before I start yapping around, there's a fly moving around. Okay. If you're new to my channel, the name of my channel is called as Sujoin Vietnam. I've been living in Vietnam for over 7 years now. I was an English teacher before for 4.5 years, and then I started my online business. And I'm also a full-time YouTuber. So if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, it takes less than 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button, and that way you can support my content, you can support my work. So let me just clean up my throat a bit. Yeah, so you got something stuck in my throat. All right, so this is a very good question, and um, you know that I've been living in the countryside in Vietnam for over 2.5 years now, and life in the countryside can get really very boring, and especially um, confining myself at home for several days, not feeling very comfortable to go out and cut out from the city life. Because that, I mean, if you don't know, I used to live in the countryside in Vietnam for 2.5 years, Long An, which is like 45 minutes drive to Ho Chi Minh City. Of course, the reason why I decided to stay in the countryside is because it was cheaper for me to rent a full home, and of course, enjoying the nature and everything. But I think there's a limit to that. So yeah, it was kind of very difficult for me, and I had made a couple of my videos regarding the challenges of me living in a Vietnamese countryside. So, anyways, now that I'm out here in India, um, yes, I do feel lonely, but not that kind of lonely feeling which I had in the countryside in Vietnam. Um, I also checked up a couple of YouTube videos regarding, why do many Indians feel lonely in India, especially the younger generation, the Gen Z and everything. So yeah, I mean, from my personal experience, you know, it's all right for me. Being lonely, I don't consider it as a negative aspect. Um, I do keep myself. It's a bit noisy outside. Yeah, I do keep myself busy with my online work. I do a lot of content work and everything. And yeah, I mean, I have been waking up late in the mornings, usually here in India. I don't know why I don't get the best of sleep. Um, but I'm pretty much focused on my work, on my online work, my digital marketing work. Um, it's more of a passion for me. I was never cut out for the 9 to 5 job. I hated the corporate environment. I worked with many. I mean, I was in the marketing background for over 12 years. I worked with different companies. I had some Indian bosses, and sorry, I really need to clear my throat. So I worked with some Indian bosses and everything, but I didn't like the fact that office politics, people talking shit behind your back, just for the sake of getting some promotion, or for the sake of getting that good love and care in the corporate environment or whatever. That backstabbing environment, I really never liked that, and so yeah, I mean, I decided to start something. Decided to become an English teacher in Vietnam. I finished my lifestyle of becoming an English teacher over there. I taught there for 4 years. I ran a teach online. I ran a private tutoring business also in Vietnam. But then, it came a point that I said that, okay, maybe I start something of my own. Keeping yourself busy, occupied, or maybe even reading a book, can greatly affect you from can help you to not be that lonely. I mean, like some people say that you should have friends, so that you feel better and everything. But according to me, I think it's better for me to kind of live this kind of a lifestyle, because I'm able to focus more on my work. I can provide more productivity, because, like, if you're hanging out with, if you got a lot of friend circle, and if you're hanging out with a lot of friends and everything, you'll get that distraction. You won't be able to focus much on your work. Things don't get done very easily. Maybe you get a lot of phone calls. What are you doing? Let's go out right now and everything. And you end up spending a lot of money and everything. um, it's just that, if you are for me, I think it's better for me being like this. I mean, of course, I'm out here for a short stay. I mean, I've just, I think, completed 1 month right now here in India. So yes, that is there. But um, I mean, I work out, I do exercise like 5 times a week. So usually in the afternoons, I spend around an hour doing like high intensity workout. I use my dumbbells. I got dumbbells at home. I can do free weight workouts. I mean, I do have the option of joining a gym, but I really don't want to do that, because I've tried to do some gymming around here in India before. But problem is that sometimes, like, you may not kind of like the environment. I mean, I've done gym in Bangalore. I've done gym in Maharashtra also, in my city. Um, but sometimes, like, you don't like the environment of the gym. You don't like the trainers. Maybe the management, they don't like you or something. You don't feel very comfortable. I mean, you cannot, you don't feel very comfortable hitting the gym um, every day. So that's the reason why I do home workouts. No BS, no distraction. I know my workouts. I pretty much love it. I think, I do these high intensity workout, calisthenics mix and everything. So I think that keeps me mentally very rejuvenated, and that kind of helped me a lot also in Vietnam when I was staying in the countryside. Because if I didn't have any physical activities, I would have been like a dead cabbage. It would have been very hard for me. I would have had a lot of mood swings and everything. Uh, and yes, like, if you are not doing any physical activities, if you're not doing exercise and all that, and if you are living that lonely lifestyle, it can lead to mental health issues as well. So I don't know. I heard somewhere like being lonely is lonely. Being lonely is like having 15 packs of cigarettes every day. I'm not quite sure about that, but I do try to keep myself an active lifestyle. And since I'm out here in India, I'm having that privilege of going out in the evenings. I go out for my evening walks, or maybe I sometimes go to the Starbucks, or go to some coffee joint, or just walk around, explore the city a bit, because I am Indian. So I don't have to face. I mean, I'm not. like unlike in other parts of Southeast Asia, like maybe especially in Vietnam, in the countryside, if I'm going to walk around alone, I'll feel very uncomfortable because I'm not Vietnamese. I'll get a lot of stares. Sometimes you may not get good stares and all that. But here I think it's all right. I get the freedom. So I'm kind of enjoying the freedom of staying in my own country. I'm not being treated like a second class citizen usually, which most Indians do experience if they're outside the country. Um, but it's just that it's going all right for me. I mean, if you are lonely in your life, and I mean, if you're in India and if you're an Indian, if you're feeling very lonely and depressed, to be honest with you, join, do some physical activities, read some books, um, or if you're unemployed, if you're depressed, you can always start an online business. You can do some freelance work, remote working, because the way the economy is going right now, it's not going well. A lot of people, they've lost their jobs. Like some people will say, "Oh, I'm very happy with my job right now. I have a stable salary. I don't need to think about my future." I think you got to have a double rain check for that, because you can lose your job anytime. If the economy crashes, or if things are not going fine with the company and everything, uh, you can have a lot of layoffs. I mean, look at the situation in the United States and everything. A lot of layoffs and everything. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, my brother, he got laid off. He's a U.S. citizen. Like he worked in very senior IT position. It was like most of the Indians, when they go to North America, especially to the U.S., they're more in the IT sector and everything. But a lot of Indians got laid off. And fortunately, he's an American citizen, so he started his own. He started his own venture, his own business venture. I think it's always good to be an entrepreneur. You have the flexibility. Yes, you do get a lot of backlash from the society, especially if you're staying in a traditional environment. Many people will say, you have started some online thing. Is it helping? Are you making some money?" And all those kind of things. There will always be naysayers. Um, and if you are persistent, you put in the hard work for your online business, you will see results, which I do, and I do earn with my online business. Initially, when I started my online business, I didn't make anything for the first year actually. I did get some little trickling amount of uh, income profit, but yeah, I mean, I mean, that's the best way forward. I mean, being an entrepreneur, because tomorrow if things crash, you still have your business and everything. You still have your online business, and just do what you love doing. That's the most important thing. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely having my online business, doing my workouts, going out for some evening walks over here, or maybe going for some coffee shop or something. I think that's pretty fine. Yes, I do get that heaviness feeling sometimes. Like just being alone out here. And like I said, the dating scene out here in India, I don't think it's very appealing for me, in a sense that, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of beautiful Indian girls in my city, but um, when it comes to online dating and all that, these apps usually they suck. I mean, you put in a lot of likes, but they don't like you back, or like there are some apps where you do get the matches, but those girls, they're looking for some paid services or something, or they say like, "This is my Telegram number, message me here," or whatever. I mean, I'm definitely not looking for paid services and everything. So And of course, like I do try to make some eye contacts with some beautiful Indian girls out here, but I don't know what's, they kind of just give you that kind of a sharp look or something, or they just sorry, yeah, they just kind of walk away or whatever it is. But I think that could be also one of the reasons why most Indian men feel also very lonely, is that the dating scene is not very good out here in India, honestly speaking. Unlike in Southeast Asia, I mean, look at Thailand, for example. It's very easy to hook up for dates. Like if I go to Thailand, or if I'm staying in Ho Chi Minh City, not in the countryside and all that, you'll get a lot. I do get a lot of matches, and there are a lot of girls. They are very keen to go out for a date with me, have some coffee and everything. You kind of feel excited, like you're going out for a date, so you guys connect, and then you guys start dating around. Yeah, of course, having a companion, like if you have a girlfriend um, in India, that tremendously helps you to overcome your loneliness. She will be spending more time with you. You guys are going out, going out for movies and clubbing or whatever, parties, socializing events, and then she introduces you to her network of friends and everything. Even if you don't have any friends, um, because so that's a different ball game altogether. But um, I think the most important thing, which usually, I don't know why I'm having this spam call. Yeah. So the most important thing, which usually attracts women in general, is um, your accomplishments, or if you are an entrepreneur and you keep yourself busy and everything. I think that's more attractive for most women in general. Like and that's something which you should look from a positive way, right? So yeah, but yeah, I think it's going all right. I mean, there are always these ups and downs. So if you are lonely in your life, pick up some activities, do some exercise and everything. Go out for evening walks. That really helps. You were not in a situation like me. Like I was in the countryside for 2.5 years, cut out from the city and everything. So just feel a bit better about that in for your case. So just these are some tips and solutions which I have provided, and how it helps me to combat loneliness in general, even if I'm in Vietnam, or India, or anywhere else in Southeast Asia. So yeah, I would love to hear from you. Like, are you suffering from loneliness here in India? Like, what are the challenges you're finding? Or how have you been able to overcome loneliness, in your life here in India? I would love to hear from you. Like if you found this video to be informational, and if you think you can take some tips from my personal experience, then make sure to smash that like button and do all the good stuff. You can additionally buy me a coffee. The link is down in the description below. That way you can support my work. And if you want to start a successful online business, I highly recommend you check out the free webinar workshop. Tons of information and high value content, free to join for the webinar workshop. So I'm going to keep a link of that down in the description below. So with that being said, you guys have a great day. This was me, Sujoy. Peace out.